There are a lot of different Eagles news and rumors floating yesterday. Dallas Goedert, A.J. Brown, Jahad Campbell, Brandon Graham. We're going to talk about all of them today because they all have different impacts on the rest of this offseason and 2026 football season. So let's get to it. Trending in the AM. We're live in 30 seconds. And a very good morning, everybody. Welcome all to Trending in the AM right here on the STT Sports Network. We are live. YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, you know the drill. Every day, it's like a broken record. We got lots to talk about. Before we do, you have to, whether you're watching live or on replay, hit the buttons on your screen. Like, share, and subscribe to the STT Sports Network YouTube page. Starting today at 1,046 subscribers. We picked up 5 yesterday. Can we pick up 5 or more today? Time will tell, but I greatly appreciate it. It's free to do. It does not cost you a thing to hit those buttons. It's not. The bold, crazy goal of 2,000 by kickoff of the Eagles season, it starts now with your help. My grind, your help, guys. Please do that. We also have a great poll question running on the YouTube page only live. It is, what was the biggest story or rumor from yesterday with the Eagles? Dallas Goedert's return is still possible. Jahad Campbell, injury news from Vic Fangio. Brandon Graham will be returning for another NFL season. A.J. Brown comments from Adam Schefter. That doesn't sound too good. So we're going to break them all down, so make sure you vote on the poll question as well. We got lots to dive into, though. So whether you're watching live or on replay later, do all the buttons, click all the buttons, drop your comments to the replay gang. I will respond to all of them. Guys, let's get to it. First and foremost, we here at the Core 12 and Trending in the AM love the Core 12. And when one has got problems, we all do. Thoughts, positive vibes, prayers to the my man Nooms, who's got some stuff going on with his stepfather today. We are thinking of you today, Nooms. We're all thinking of him today. Adam, good morning. AJ could really be gone per Adam Schefter. The comments from Adam Schefter on ESPN yesterday were the Eagles would rather not move him, even though he would like to be moved. And they're not going to move him until they get what they feel is a fair price. There, finally. It's the first time we've heard from an Adam Schefter, Ian Rappaport, from one of the top guys, that A.J. Brown does want to be moved. Where he got that source, where he got that quote, I don't know, but it's big news. So A.J. Brown does want to be gone. And if he does want to be gone, and if he has asked to be traded, fine. I am still okay with him staying. I am still okay with him being traded. It's just a matter of, and I believe Howie is right. If you want to be traded, that's fine. But we're not doing it unless we get a premier package in return for you. I think he has every right, Howie, to do that. Okay? And that premier package is waiting till post-June 1st. If A.J. Brown is not on this roster, it will not happen until post-June 1st when that happens. Good morning, Robert. How are you? Yes, we are all thinking of Nooms this morning. Vasok, what is up? So A.J. Brown rumors, Dallas Goedert rumors. We still only have Grant Calcaterra and Johnny Munt on the tight end situation. Reports were yesterday that the league. So yesterday, his contract was supposed to void, which means we would have incurred the $20 million dead cap hit. There was something done, some kind of thing with the league done. That void date of his contract was pushed to Friday, giving the Eagles and Dallas Goedert time to renegotiate his contract and extend him for at least the 2026 season, eliminating some of that $20 million dead cap hit. That's huge. That's a big deal. AJ can't afford to be moved. It was a shit 3 days compared to what the Eagles lost on defense. Yeah, yeah. I see. Good morning, Eric. It's been a minute. How's the gatekeeper in the house today? Baltimore will pay 2 firsts for AJ Howie. Will flip the 14th pick into 2 firsts, and he will trade 2 firsts for Myles Garrett. That's a lot there. Now, first and foremost, how any team can do business with Baltimore based off of what they did with Max Crosby. Baltimore's trying to spin it that their plan was to trade for Max Crosby and sign Trey Hendrickson. But the other reports say that they had Trey Hendrickson contract being negotiated while Max Crosby was still in-house before they even kicked him out. The Ravens do have the draft picks to go get A.J. Brown now since they balked. Here's the other thing. There's reports that this isn't the first time that Baltimore has been fishy in the trade markets. Is there something going on there with Baltimore? Buyer's remorse, getting cold feet. It's a real legit thing, it seems like, with Baltimore. Good morning, everyone. AJ is going nowhere unless we get the Micah Parsons deal. Exactly. AJ Brown, Jalen Carter, the report yesterday. Jalen Carter was never being shopped. No shit, he wasn't being shopped. But every player can be traded. There is no such thing as an untouchable in sports. You just got to pony up, right? Oh, we lost Josh Uche, Azeez Ojulari yesterday. We lost a few guys yesterday. I don't want you to trade him at all. But if we do trade him, I don't believe it should be to New England. That's what AJ wants. New England, what I wanted was my players to shut the F up and do their job. Absolutely. Bitter, asshole, spiteful Phil says send him to the far reaches of the NFL. Who's going to be the worst team in the NFL next year? Send them there, right? That's how I feel. Not seething. Yes, absolutely. We are a family here on Trending in the AM. The Core 12 is family. We feel bad. We feel bad for Nooms today. Howie is not scared to do business with nobody unless they have a history of domestic abuse. That is absolutely true. Not scared. Scared to, I'm not saying Howie is scared, but teams are going to start to be scared to do business with Baltimore in the trade market. Jair Alexander, there were reports floating around, and I don't know if they're true or not, but there were reports that even there was some false information given to the Eagles on the Jair Alexander trade. I'm doing well. Good to see you, my man. He does. The Baltimore GM, Rick, looks like a reptilian in a skin suit. He looks not good, Rick, and good morning to you, Rick. It's been a minute since we've had Eric in the chat. Well, good thing it was before official signing time. Yes, absolutely. There's nothing the league can do to punish Baltimore, right? They didn't do anything wrong because it was in the legal tampering period time frame, right? The league year hadn't started yet. It's just a bad look, for sure. Love AJ, but if 1 foot is out the door, he got to go. Exactly. Even Eric's back. Judd is back. We're getting the whole gang back together today. What's up, Juddy Judd? How you doing today? AJ wants out. He's home. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy that's what's going on. Would be glorious if we could trade AJ. Can we just flop AJ, Rick? Can we just flop AJ for Myles Garrett? That would be the clutch thing to do, right? Just get him out of here and get AJ and get Myles Garrett here. The worst team, Cardinals. The Raiders are putting together a hell of an offseason so far, so I don't know. Guys, if you haven't yet, hit the like button, the share button, subscribe. We are trying for 2,000 in 6 months. Let's go. We need the work done. I know Adam has. Have you? Still get Max Crosby? I don't know about Max Crosby. I think his trade value has gone down now. But I also think it hasn't gone down because of the reputation that Baltimore has. We have to stop acting like we don't want to trade AJ. Now that we know it would break the bank. Most people wanted him to bounce after the Niners. He can't and won't be moved. It's not a matter of whether he can be moved or not. It's a matter of, do you want a disgruntled player here or not? That's like, and you can trade him. And I know you still eat $40 million, but splitting it up is better than having a disgruntled player here. Doing it post June 1st, there is a legit opportunity to do it. As long as you're getting a first-round pick, a second-round pick, and more maybe for him. Phil, your take on Bills mid-ash Chubb. Look, the Eagles were linked to Bradley Chubb. He signed a 3-year, what was it, like $53 million deal? We were rumored to get him for like 1 year, $8 or $9 million. That's the thing here. Everyone says Jalen Phillips got overpaid, and he did get overpaid. But again, edge, defensive end is a premier position in the NFL, and they just get paid. Constantly get paid. So Bradley Chubb going, I mean, you're getting a good player, an older player. You paid a lot for him. But really in this market, it's what the market value dictates for that position. I'm doing well. Yes, absolutely. Myles Garrett is prime for a Howie trade. I see Howie trading 2 firsts for Myles come draft night. I mean, it's possible. It's does Cleveland want to move him? They've been so hesitant to move him. No loss yet, but it's possible. Thank you very much, Adam. Muchas gracias. Be funny if teams colluded to not do business with the Ravens. They earned it. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Like, he did not do anything legally wrong. But, and I forget what the GM's name of the Ravens, it's escaping my mind right now. But he did some things that are unwritten rules, so to speak, or not unethical, but shady practices. I wouldn't be wanting to do business. Brian Thomas Jr. is prime for Howie trade as well. What's going on with Brian Thomas? I don't watch enough, Jacksonville. Why do they want to get rid of Brian Thomas Jr. so badly? Has he underperformed? Is he a troublemaker? Is he immature? What's so wrong with Brian Thomas that they're so willing to move off of a young, 2 years ago, first-round wide receiver? It's kind of crazy. The Giants, Niners, and Raiders did freaking fantastic. I don't know if the Niners did fantastic. They did good. The Raiders, I think, are one of the teams that have had one of the best offseasons so far. The Giants did. Somebody said the Giants the other day. I was like, nah, I didn't think they were that good. I went back and I looked. Not bad at all. I forget who the other team. I think there's another team that needs to be on this list. And my brain I got a wicked headache this morning. So I'm really struggling to remember a few things here. There was another team that I thought needed to be fit into this list here. There was, and now I can't think of it. Damn it, I can't remember. We're losing players. One of the losers of free agency so far, we think we've lost guys. Look at what's going on with Seattle. They're losing everybody as well. Classic Super Bowl hangover, you lose a lot of players. Howie Trim and Fat is reality and going to pounce soon. He's doing his thing. Doing his thing. I don't want Max Crosby. If you're going to trade 2 first-round picks for an edge rusher, a defensive end, you go get the best of the best of the best with honors. Myles Garrett. That's if you're trading 2 firsts, that's what you do. Who's crazier, A.J. Brown, Antonio Brown, or T.O.? Antonio Brown, without a shadow of a doubt. There ain't no doubt that he's the craziest of the wide receivers of all time. Okay? A.J. Brown is very similar in T.O. Ultra egotistical diva wide receiver with massive, immense amount of talent. It is what it is. Comes with the package, right? It is what it is. The thing that I lean into, the drama is not why I would be content. It would be the draft picks, and it would be the fact that once you hit a certain age, and that third contract, wide receivers start to fall off. That's why I would move A.J. Brown if you got a premier package for him. And another problem I have with the A.J. situation, that it's unnatural. No locker room rift caused it. What caused this was Mike Vrabel getting a job. Guy was smitten until Vrabel got hired. Yeah, why is he so smitten with Mike Vrabel? What did he ever win in Tennessee? Right? Again, I'm the one that's always said that Mike Vrabel's an overrated coach in the NFL. Now, he did get to a Super Bowl last year, but in Tennessee, he never had that success. Now, he didn't have a Drake May. He had a Ryan Tannehill in Tennessee. But Tannehill was a gunslinger. He put up statistics, and he spread the ball around in Tennessee. So I don't know what A.J. Brown's love affair with Mike Vrabel really is. Yeah, Antonio Brown is nuttier than any player ever in sports, honestly. He's like the prime candidate for CTE poster child. No GM worth his salt want to be known. He keep disgruntled stars when they want out. Yeah, you don't want a guy that's got a foot out the door. Yeah, I'm not seeing Crosby coming to Philly at this point. I saw Trey Hendrickson until I saw that contract come into Philly. I would be okay moving 2 firsts for Myles Garrett, but that's it. Should have overpaid for an offensive tackle. You can't overpay for an offensive tackle right now. You can draft high-end ones, but you can't overpay because you've already got all 4 of your 5 offensive linemen are all top-tier paid at their position. The only not top-tier paid guy is Steen, who's still on a rookie deal, right? The rest of them are all massively high paid. You need to have better depth behind them for sure. And I'm glad Pryor and Toth are signed elsewhere and we don't have to deal with them. But you can't be paying a backup massive money. You just can't. Unless one of the guys had retired, Lane or Landon, you can't do that. Bill's situation is unique. People don't like coming to Buffalo, so you can miss out if you don't act fast and overpay. Hey, that's part of the job of the GM to understand that situation that Buffalo is in, right? I mean, that's what it is. Part of being part of Buffalo is understanding that situation. If I can get a few good players cheaper than Max, I'm for it. If Howie can get Max for a second and a third, no offense, Eric, there's no way they would trade him for a second and a third. They're going to want a first, whether it's 1 or 2. They're going to want a first and something else. So I heard they saw something in Max Crosby's x-rays and that he couldn't touch his toes, but look, they're using his medical history as an excuse, Adam, on Max Crosby, the Baltimore Ravens. 100%. He literally just had surgery less than 2 months ago. No shit. He's not 100% yet. Before the trade went through, the surgeon and the Ravens spoke. Basically, they didn't think they could get Trey Hendrickson. Then they realized they could get Trey Hendrickson, and they're like, shit, we're just going to come up with an excuse. We're going to back out. Guys, we are over 30 people watching for the first time in a while. If you haven't, hit the like, share, and subscribe button. Drop your comments. Trying my best to get caught up. Trying to get my best to get caught up right now in comments. Twitter says the NFC East will come down to the Cowboys and Giants. Well, Twitter is full of a bunch of nitwits and clowns and idiots because the Eagles are still the class of the NFC East, bar none. There's no doubt in my mind that the Eagles are better than those two teams. There's no way the Giants are going to turn it around in 1 year with John Harbaugh. John Harbaugh, we don't know what's going to go on with Cam Scatterbill. We don't know what's going to go on with Malik Neighbors. We don't know what year 2 of Jackson Dart's going to look like. Remember one other thing. No Super Bowl winning head coach has ever won a Super Bowl, gone to another team, and won another Super Bowl. The John Harbaugh experiment in New York with the Giants, it's not going to work out. The Giants are busy right now trying to sell their team to the owner's trying to sell the team to his sons because of he's on the list. So you know what? I'm not scared of those two franchises one iota. Max isn't getting Mike Parsons again. Yeah, it's not, but it's going to get still a lot. A.J. Brown isn't crazy. Our media is sick enough to make anyone not name Hurts ask for a trade. It's possible. That's part of it. The media does drive the negativity for sure, Eric. AB was never the same after that big hit. Yeah, he wasn't. I mean, honestly, there's a part of me that feels bad for him there. He took a big, bad hit, and his brain got rattled, and the pieces it turned into a Rubik's Cube that no one could solve. With the addition of Evans alone, the Niners are going to be brutal. I mean, the 49ers did announce that they are cutting Brandon Ayuk as well, eating a huge cap hit there, post-June 1st to spread it out. I don't know if they're going to be brutal. I think the 49ers, I don't think John Lynch is as great of a GM as people think. He makes a lot of mistakes out there, a lot more than Howie. Yeah, I'm not sold on the 49ers either. Come on, guys, those buttons, they're there. They're there for a reason. We're trying to hit 2,000 by kickoff. I can only do it with each and every one of you hitting the buttons on the screen. As long as the substation is there, they will be injury prone. Yeah. Like, I'm really starting to question the substations near the Sixers practice facility if the 49ers thing is true. At this moment, the Eagles are not. That's such a false statement. The Eagles are still, they still got Jalen Hurts. They still got Devontae Smith, technically A.J. Brown, Saquon Barkley, if healthy, the best offensive line in the NFL. Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis. By the way, Jordan Davis spoke yesterday. We're going to get into that in a little bit. Quinn Mitchell, Cooper Najee, Zach Bond, all pros all over this team. What's different this year than last year? Nothing. Okay? In fact, we might be better than last year because we don't have KP calling the shots. That's right. Best show on YouTube. Smash those buttons. It's free to do. That's right, Freddie. Long live Jerry Jones. I love that. Giants got Edmonds. Yeah, I saw that. That's a good, solid pickup. He's on the list of Jericho. Not that list. Hey, he probably wished he was on the list of Jericho, but yeah, no. Giants will do what Giants do, and that's shit the bed. That's what they do. That's who they are and always will be. Yesterday I shared out on Twitter. Black Gritty told me I should just move on from it. Yesterday was the anniversary signing Saquon Barkley. So in honor of that, I shared the video of the other Giants owner, or the Giants owner, calling out the GM Sheen for saying, "Are you sure you don't want to bring back, Saquon?" That whole video that circulated with Hard Knocks. And yeah, as long as you've got a coach that doesn't have to answer to the GM, but the GM still is picking the players, there's no way that relationship's ever going to succeed. Giants beat the best of the Eagles team last season with a 1/4 of a team. So one game last year is going to dictate how the overall results of 2026 come out. Come on now. That's not good. Max Homa up by a stroke, big fella. Players Championship starts today. I love you build DraftKings lineup, K1. In the $1.20 max, Colin Morikawa almost hit 40% ownership. What the F? Eagles beat Giants 17 out of 20 times. Exactly, Rick. Come on, seriously. I'm going to say it now, but I'm an NFL fan first. The Giants might take the NFC East. There is literally, in my mind, a less than 1% chance that this happens, okay? I won't say zero because in the NFL, you never know, injuries, whatever. Less than 1% chance that this happens. The Cowboys and the Commanders are still better teams. Well, maybe not the Commanders. Right now it's Eagles, Cowboys, Giants, Commanders in my mind. Exactly. Exactly, Rick. Exactly. AJ is not wrong to want to get away from the city's fans. We are toxic and could turn any sane man nuts. It's the toxic fans, because I don't think the entire fan base is toxic. There's two sections of the fan base. You got the toxic fans that believe everything they hear on WIP and everything that Spikey Eskin and you got Dan Sillyman yesterday trashing the Eagles. You got the toxic fan base that believes that stuff and thinks that's the truth. Then you got the other half of the fan base that forms their own opinions and knows what they're talking about. Okay? If we could stop the media from pushing toxicity, is that a word? I don't know. If they could do that, then we'd be fine. But it's the media before the fans. I forget who was the 49ers quarterback last time they were in the Super Bowl. Well, it was just a few years ago. Wasn't it Brock Purdy? Oh, yeah, we got Mannion. I mean, it's an upgrade. It's an upgrade. I've never had less faith in our O-line. Judd, we've talked about it for 2 weeks now. Well, since the season ended. When you've got to have two of your top offensive linemen have to go to Colombia to get stem cell treatment, there's a right to be scared. When two of your top offensive linemen contemplated retirement, you got to be worried, okay? But also, the offensive line was the number one reason why the season last year failed. Not KP. KP was 2, right? All the other things were 2, 3, 4 on the list. The O-line injuries, the number one reason why we failed last year. And it's up to the Eagles to hope that they get healthy. 32 concurrent viewers. Guys, let's hit those buttons. We're booming today. CJ has Hassan Reddick need to come home. I would take CJ back. I mean, obviously, as everybody else, I'm looking at Jaquan Brisker as the guy that I want at safety. But sure, I don't know if you saw. I don't know when he said it, but I saw it floating around Twitter yesterday. When asked about returning to the Eagles, CJ said, he's the side hoe of the Eagles, and he's fine being the side hoe of the Eagles if they want to bring him back. I thought that was one of the most funny lines in the world because he is. He's just the girl, the chick that we keep bringing back, right? It's called legal tampering period. Enter at your own risk. I agree. There's still something to be said about, doing things the right way and not making a dumbass excuses and whatnot. But, yeah, I agree, mister. I saw a meme that Jerry Jones was the doctor that checked out Max Crosby. That's good. I like that one, too. One game, brother. One game determines it all on the Eagles-Giants future. Gotcha. That's silly. I'm on board with CJ returning. Dude is like Nick Foles. Either it's the midnight green or the lead in Phillies water or the lead in Phillies water that elevates his game to the next level. Yeah, he's the side hoe. As he self-proclaimed, he's the side hoe of the Eagles. I love that line. I'm good with CJ. If you can get him on a 1-year deal, sure. Hell, even another 2-year deal, and we got to cut him or trade him next offseason, fine. Every other year we get to the Super Bowl. Every other year we have Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. Do it. I get that a lot of fans don't want to move AJ this season for cap hit reasons, but I'm over the moody face and drama. Get rid. Yeah. Look, if you can get a good deal, a great deal, post-June 1st, do it. I'm tired of talking about AJ Brown, quite frankly. Rick knows I'm on the fence. I understand why fans want him out. I understand you're not going to replace him talent-wise. Now, Omar Cooper, maybe if we have time later in the show, I did run a pretty damn awesome mock draft yesterday and post on Twitter. If we have time later in the show, I'll post it. But I'm tired of talking about it. I'm tired of the fan drama over whether to move him or not. So, yeah, just get it over with. If you can get a first, a second, a first, a third, and a player that can start right away, do it. Done. Cowboys did lots of crap. Anyone know what? They took a big crap yesterday, basically. Jackson Dart will be hurt by week 6. Jackson Dart is a walking concussion, Rick. I wish he wasn't on the Giants because I would probably say he's got to learn to protect himself because he's fun. I love his energy he plays with. Classic rookie guy. He's going to have to learn to mature and protect himself for sure. And if he matures and protects himself, does that make him less of a quarterback? That's the logical conversation, not the let's bash the Giants conversation. If he protects himself, does he lose what makes him special? You underestimate the incompetence of KP and a banged-up O-line. No, I understand the incompetence of both, or the problems with both. I rank the O-line injuries higher than KP's incompetence. In my mind, Giants, Eagles, Cowboys, Redskins. No, because the Redskins don't actually play football. It's the Commanders. No, I'm just kidding. It's Eagles. Then you can put the Giants, Cowboys with the slash, then the Redskins. AJ is toxic. Whether he is or not, Rick, you can't deny the fact that he is one of the best wide receivers in football. He is and always will be. Well, not always, but is at this point still that damn elite. Not lead, it's the special mixture of mood-altering drugs we can't filter out of the wastewater system. Gotcha. 18% toxic fans and the cancer media. All right, I was going to say like 27.3%, but I'll accept 18% as your answer. Toxicity. I'm having trouble saying the word. I think the way I pronounced it was why I said, is it a word? I'm just tired of it. It is in the cities, yeah. You went out fine, but we are putting the team first, not your wants. Have fun in Cleveland or Arizona. You know what? I actually think Arizona would be even a worse place than Cleveland for him to go. Send him to Arizona right now. Get it done. Dart might not make it 5 years the way he's playing. Yeah, I mean, he might not make it 3 years, honestly. Big silly man has Michael Thorpe Jordan winning the players. I mean, if there wasn't a silly thing to say more than that, seriously. Does he even know what golf is, big silly man? Most of us are Gen X and can tell you what grass feels like. Yeah. Totham Pryor is not much of a loss. It's not a loss. And actually, losing Brett Totham at Pryor is actually a win for the Eagles and the Eagles fans that have to watch them fill in at times. In my mind, it's a positive. For sure. Totham Pryor addition by subtraction, 1,000. 100,000. We are at 37 concurrent viewers. Most we've been at in I don't know how long. Maybe ever. Guys, thank you. Keep hitting those buttons. Like, subscribe, share. Vote on the poll question. We haven't even gotten to half of the poll question comments yet. What do you think of Javon Hargrave going to the Packers? Javon Hargrave is past his prime of being an elite DT in the NFL. So, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. I was not an Eagles fan that was looking for him to come back. The only reason Mannion is going to be better than Petula is because of the easy schedule coming up. It's not an easy schedule. It's easier than last year. There's still a lot of tough games. Again, I thought Bubby Bridger was retired. Oh, man. Look, I'm straight, no question. But if the fate of the world came down to sleeping with Maggie Gyllenhaal or Jake Gyllenhaal, I'm choosing Jake. What the F kind of comment is that? That's got to be one of the weirdest comments of the day, bar none, of the week, of the month. Redskins quarterback need to stay healthy to have a chance. By the way, someone posted a list of all of Jake Gyllenhaal's movies and their Rotten Tomatoes scores. And the fact that La La Land has a 91% score on Rotten Tomatoes, how? It is the worst fucking musical of all time. Redskins quarterback need to stay healthy to have chance. Just to have a chance. Not even to be good, to have a chance. Jaden Daniels needs to be healthy. Happy birthday to your cousin, Little G. Is your cousin Little G or Big G? The biggest mistake Howie made was not promoting Nick Sirianni to the front office after the Super Bowl win. You have to be more cerebral. Is that what it is? Eric is saying touch grass. Yes, I know what he's saying. AJ has made over $100 million in Philly, and he cares what the fans think. Yeah, right. His neighbors play tennis and horseback riding. They don't even know that he plays football. Okay. All right. He's too thin, Chatter. Who's too thin? What? 30. Come on, guys. Let's hit those buttons. Let's go. We're having a boom kind of day here this morning. It's been a boom kind of week so far. Loving it. I don't know. Adam Schefter said he's not staying. AJ was checked out of Philly mentally in that playoff loss. He was checked out all year. And as I've said all week and the last couple weeks, AJ Brown, Roger Dorn, the Eagles, and Jalen Hurts multiple times. We win another game this year, maybe two, and the playoff game if AJ Brown doesn't tank plays. And to me, that's the sideline drama, the cryptic tweets. To me, none of that matters. I could deal with social media drama. I can't deal with tanking plays. AJ started crying. What's up, Emmanuel? AJ started crying last season. Move on from his childish behavior. He's ungrateful and feminine. I don't know about the feminine part. But he is crying and drama and childish behavior, right? But I can deal with that. I can. What I can't deal with is the tanking plays. To me, tanking plays is the worst thing you can do as an athlete in any sport, right? You've got to give 100% every play no matter what. You do not take plays off, right? AJ does that. Now, I'm still not moving on from him unless I'm getting a first, a third, and a player, first and a second. He is going to get us a return. Or else he could be miserable as F all he wants. Jalen Hurts just won't target him on games. The unofficial fifth major is upon us, the players. Let's go. Steve, I don't know if you caught it. And if anybody, for the golf fans, I posted a recorded video. Brian Rolop, the CEO of the PGA Tour, announced some things that they're talking about changing rules and schedule-wise in the NFL. I posted a video on the YouTube channel. Everybody should check it out. A lot of great information on what they're considering changing around the NFL or around the PGA Tour in 2027. I think some of them are interesting. We'll talk about them, more detailed on Fairway to Heaven on Tuesday night next week. Well, happy birthday on March 26th to you. If Howie don't do something soon, I know from experience AJ will become Costanza trying to get fired. Yeah. Get hyped, bro. That's right. Toth and Pryor leaving is good. By the way, I'm going to try to go live. I don't know if 2 or 3 o'clock. I'm going to try to do about a 2 to 3 hour Players Championship watch party this afternoon. A round one afternoon wave when the carnage might start picking up. I'm going to be live this afternoon watching golf on this channel, guys. Toth and Pryor leaving is good because we need to move on from them. It was so easy to move on to them. They were only here because Jeff Stoutland had a hard-on for both those players. They weren't good, but for some reason, Stoutland thought they were. It's like the weak spot in Stoutland was for some of his students. We might snatch ourselves a subscriber today, boys. We might. Picked up 5 new subscribers yesterday. Let's see if we've snatched any yet today. That goal of 2,000 by kickoff, it's going to be tough. But I need to grind my ass off to get there. We did. We picked up one. We're at 10:47. Sorry, son, but you ain't straight. James? What? Yeah, James's comment was a little weird. Musical. I love musicals. I'm a big fan of the Tony's Award show. I used to be in musicals when I was in elementary school and high school. I used to sing. I used to dance. I used to play the piano. I used to do it all. I love a good musical. Okay? I love it. That's my thing. I'm a music guy. Okay? And I'm not just a one type of music. I love all kinds of music, right? I'm a big fan of it. I think it's a great form of entertainment. But La La Land, the worst fucking musical of all time. Stop. Rick, you want to do battle today? We might fight over some things, but we're going to fight over this. That's that negative Rick coming out right there. Dude, I tried twice. I never, ever in my life turn a movie off for the first time until it ends, right? I always, even no matter the worst movies of all time, if I start it, I'll sit through it, right? Even if I'm playing on my phone and half paying attention. I turned La La Land off. And I'm like, you know what? I broke my rules sitting through it. Let's try again. I didn't get through it the second time. Then I saw it on TV and finished it off. But yeah, it's not Jake. It's Ryan Gosling. Duh. Sorry, Ryan Gosling's La La Land. Yeah, whatever. It's awful. I watch all musicals. I'm just making it easier to read for people who are visually impaired. It does actually help a little bit, but it makes it difficult for me to know when you're emphasizing something and shouting something or just being normal. It is. Are we entering the process 2.0? I mean, now Kelly Oubre's out. First Joel Embiid. Then now Kelly Oubre's out for the next 2 weeks. The Sixers are going to fall to the 10 seat, maybe miss the playoffs, Adam. Shocking. Yes. They deserve every bit of it, though. And if Daryl Morey and Nick Nurse make it past 2 days after the end of the season, I am going to blow my shit on this channel. Holy shit, the Masters is next month. We are less than 4 weeks. How will Rory go this year? Well, it depends on the back. We're going to learn a lot about Rory's back this week. He's a game-time decision. Not sure what his tee time is today. He was my biggest play of the week this week to win the Players this week as back-to-back years. I kept my bet active at 12-1, but I eliminated him from all my DraftKings lineups because I'm not taking that chance. We'll see. I think it's more like AJ has made $100 million in Philly. Why should he put up with this BS when he can move on? Never a first and a second, maybe a third this draft and a second. You only get a third this draft if you make the trade now. And the Eagles aren't going to do that, need all the cap money now. WIP needs Philly fans to egg the staff on their way into work all season. That's, you know what, I like that. I'm writing that down. That's a good one right there, Eric. Just egg WIP's building versus, coaches or players' houses. AJ might paint his toenails. Who are we to judge? Hey, Jarrett McCain painted his nails all the time. I love the kid for that. Max Homa -3. Are you freaking serious? I'm a big Homa guy. Two or three of my first 5 or 6 outrights were Max Homa wins. I'm a huge Max Homa guy. He has obviously struggled immensely over the last 2 years or year and a half. But I'm a big Max Homa guy. There's a lot of talent in that man. He's just got to regain his form. But Max Homa has shown us glimpses in the last 6 months that he was coming back for like 8 holes, and then he crashes and burns. Who knew young Phil was? I mean, some people knew. It is what it is. Bryce Harper is cooked. He looks terrible in the World Baseball Classic. Aaron Nola helping out Bryce Harper, Kyle Schwarber, and Brad Keller, getting them to advance by pitching a gem. I'd rather talk about how great Aaron Nola looks through spring training games and the World Baseball Classic than anything else. The dude in like 10 innings pitched has given up 1 run. Bounce back year for Aaron Nola. Now, I like music, just not musicals. If I'm watching a movie, that's what I want to watch. If I want to listen to a song, I have a radio that the mixing of the two is awful. I hate when non-musicals, like TV shows, have a musical episode. That I hate. I appreciate the art of a musical or a play. I do. My kryptonite's so nauseating. I love them. But musicals are like my son. You get hurt like kryptonite. Me, I fly to the sun to get re-energized by watching a musical. If you don't like musicals, just watch the Tonys. Go in open-minded, the awards show. It will make you fall in love with the skill set those performers have. I didn't even see the comment. Sorry. Phil, don't blow your shit here. Oh, I'm gonna blow my shit. If Daryl Morey keeps his job, I'm losing my shit. If Daryl Morey fires Nick Nurse and keeps his job, I am going to lose my mind. Anytime I F up now, I just say trust the process. Yeah. The Giants aren't going anywhere, at least not anytime soon. Just because a crap movie is on TV doesn't mean you need to watch it. I know. I got certain rules about movies, though. Look, if going gay is the loophole to avoid that naked mole rat situation, count me in. What? My God, you are bringing. So I haven't even gotten the Dookie like thumb up comment of the day. We're just getting some weird ass, deep down secret of yours out of you today, and I don't know why. Harrison Morey needs the Randy Orton versus iShow Speed treatment from Philly fans. Love that. That's a great comment right there. I actually watched it with my wife. I didn't think it was that special. Just shared your stream on my X account. Thank you. Muchas gracias. I appreciate it. We do this every day, 5 days a week, at least 90 minutes every day, plus so much else on this channel. This is your channel. Everyone's channel. It's not my channel. Well, it is my channel. But it's not my channel. This is the people's channel. This is the people's morning show. I appreciate you, Emmanuel. Thank you very much. Someone says, trust the process. I can't stop laughing and making, half of me wants to puke when I hear it. Half of me, just laughs. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just one of those things that I just can't take it. I may or may not have VHS of Young Phil in a musical. You probably do. If you have a VCR to actually play it, Big Al, that's another thing. There's also, I got a VHS tape of me doing line dancing on cruise ships, okay? Teaching line dancing. I got a VHS tape of me. Do I have any VHS tapes of me singing on cruise ships? I don't know. There might be a picture of a hungover me after a day of doing it. What is going on in here? I don't know. Today is all, we haven't even gotten to half of the Eagles topics yet. This might be a 2-hour show. We might be going 2 hours today. They'll do good starting the season. You have to keep in mind that Coughlin was the Giants' last real coach. Yes, but John Harbaugh, man. What has John Harbaugh done lately, by the way? That Buffy musical episode, I didn't see that. Come on, guys, keep hitting, pounding those buttons on the screen. There's a worthwhile project for you. Finding a VHS tape or finding a VCR. Both are quite difficult to do, for sure. What is your LDL number? I don't even know what LDL means. The Nightman Cometh is the only musical I liked. Since I started doing community theater, I sort of had to come around to musicals. Some of them aren't terrible. I'll never do one because I don't sing great. I don't sing great anymore. My voice has gotten fried over the years. But I used to be able to hit high C, and I used to be able to hit the low bass notes as well very well. I had a very good range up through college, maybe after college a little bit. It was about, maybe the cruise ship time is when my voice started to go. Barbie's too thin and too stiff, yeah. You call yourself a theater kid and didn't know the musical The Producers was Springtime Hitler. I didn't even see you say that. I'm trying to rapid fire through comments. Come on. And I honestly have not seen The Producers straight through. I've seen clips of it. I've seen it on the Tonys. I've never sat down and watched it live or in a theater. So, yeah. So my love of musicals was always there, but my real love of musicals came because when I went to Devon Prep for high school out in the main line, yes, I went to Devon Prep. I was a preppy. Back then, the Theater of the Round, the Valley Forge Music Center was still in existence. And for their final dress rehearsal, before they would have a new musical debut at the theater there, they would bring Devon Prep High School in to be the audience for their final dress rehearsal. So I got to see musicals of all kind in the Theater of the Round. Phenomenal way to see a musical or a play or any performance in a round theater like that. That's where my love of musicals really, really took off. I think AJ wants to be a Hall of Fame wide receiver, and he can't make Canton with incompetence offensive coach like Sirianni. Stop crapping on Sirianni. If it wasn't for Sirianni, AJ Brown wouldn't have a Super Bowl ring, which you need to get into the Hall of Fame. Well, you don't need, but yeah. He wouldn't have that championship gold. He wouldn't have that contract if it wasn't for Sirianni. I refuse to watch Bar. Yeah, I kind of half sat through it with my wife. But he won't get that second ring that seems to. Yeah, exactly. Fighter of the Night, man. Never even heard of that one. And I'm the same way. If I start a movie, I have to finish. Also, when they say a movie is really bad, I have to make my own judgment. I'm the same way on that. No, I don't know about that. The algorithms dropped. We went from like 35, 40 people watching to like 23 because we started talking musicals there, okay? I am a multifaceted man. I grew up on Slayer, Metallica, and Wu-Tang. I've never been to a musical. I mean, I grew up on them too, okay? I did. Wu-Tang is part of my presets or my alerts in my XM radio. I don't think at this point he can put up enough numbers to make the Hall of Fame. It's questionable, Duck, at this point. Freeform fry with Phil, no. Walmart still sells VCRs, do they? Your cholesterol. Patriots went to the Super Bowl last season. They did. I grew up with all those and Nirvana. Yeah, look, me too. I remember the theater round. It was a great venue. We went there so much in high school. Loved it. Love Sirianni, but Harbaugh is on another level. Is he? How many Super Bowls has John Harbaugh been to over his like 20-year coaching career or whatever it is? How many has Sirianni been to in his 5-year coaching career? Okay. All right. Yeah, I mean, I'm a preppy, okay? I am what I am. Don't let the beard and the tattoos fool you. I got to Devon Prep on a full ride because there used to be a little brain up here before drugs and alcohol took over. I already knew the Oscars was a load of BS, but Michael B. Jordan wins Best Actor. What? I don't know. We talked about Kelly Oubre. Another injury. Are the Sixers literally just trying to tank? Are the Sixers literally just ready to start another process over again? Like, there was a point a week ago I said the Sixers will fall to the 10 seed. But now I'm thinking there might be a chance that they might fall out of the playoffs altogether. No Maxey for at least 3 weeks. No Oubre for at least 2 weeks. Joel Embiid, who the F knows when he's going to come back, Mitchie Poo. It's insanity, the Sixers right now. Literally insanity. Have you seen Sinners, Michael? I just watched Sinners, I think we talked about it the day after I watched it. A week ago, 2 weeks ago. Phenomenal movie, and I don't like horror movies. And it was great. The Giants are going to be biggest challenge this season. In the East or in the conference, Emmanuel? In the East, maybe. If everybody comes back 100% healthy on the Giants, they could compete for the second best team. The Giants are on a track to maybe win 8 games. The Cowboys are going to be an 8-9 win team. The Commanders could be an 11-win team, could be a 6-win team. It just depends on Jaden Daniels. So I'm not sure about that. In the conference, they're not the biggest challenge. In the conference, there's still plenty of very good teams that are better off right now. You got to pay the troll toll if you want to get into the boys' hole. The night is coming. Only only Sonny's funniest episode. I never watched a single episode of Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Nothing gets my kitty parent like cats. It's one of my 2 or 3 least favorite musicals. Sixers are a cursed team at this point. Silver put a curse on us since the process. He did. He did this. He did this. Only some people will get that. Okay. Full on greatness. What? Yes, the Sixers are tanking. I figured that out when they made the trade. But see, the thing is, when they made the trade, they didn't get their pick back. They got another pick. So it's not like we're going to get a lottery pick. I'm like, is there a way we get our pick back this year? I don't think there is. I've seen it, and it's probably his first movie that I thought he's a passable actor in. In the division, my fault. It's okay. Before I answer your comment, I want to make sure details. I always say, per Reacher, it's just Reacher, details matter. So they might be, if Neighbors is 100% by the start of the season, if Cam Scatterboo comes back and has that same burst. That injury Cam Scadaboo had. Some running backs return to form. Some don't. So, those things concern me. Can Jackson Dart protect himself and still keep that electricity? If all those things are yes, they might win 8 or 9 games and be our biggest rival in the division, our biggest challenge in the division. But if those things don't happen, I don't know. Terry Johnson campaign will say, oh, my God, campaign had a lights-out night the other night. So, yes. Campaign saving the season for the Sixers. Get the fook out of here. Who the fook is this guy, Terry Johnson? Yes. I don't even watch wrestling, and Danhausen is so over in 1 week that even me, who doesn't watch wrestling anymore, I know who Danhausen is. Adam Silver is from House Slytherin. Let's get to this comment here, because this is one of the other poll questions. Let's update the poll. Guys, you're watching Trending in the AM on the STT Sports Network. Please like, share, subscribe, vote on the poll question. What was the biggest Eagles story from yesterday? Dallas Goedert, possible return, 27%. Jahad Campbell, injury, 18%. Brandon Graham returning, 6%. A.J. Brown, 48%. Jahad Campbell, last night, I don't even know what the event was that Vic Fangio was at. John Clark got an interview with him at the event, and Vic Fangio dropped the bombshell that Jahad Campbell is hurt and will not be participating in off-season activities. Hopefully he's back to health. His health is back to 100% by training camp. You just let Nakobe Dean go, which I was okay with because we had Jahad Campbell. But now the guy that's got to up his game and take over for Nakobe Dean is going to miss all off-season workouts and activities. If you're not scared or worried about that, if that doesn't get more than 18% vote in the poll question of the day, I don't know what to tell you. I don't even know what the injury is. Now some people got to do some research today to get the deets on that, right? Extremely concerning hearing that Jahad Campbell, who had injuries, last year in training camp, we're looking at Jeremiah Trotter Jr. start if anything happens like this. Now knowing, I think it was actually his shoulder last year that he had hurt, and in college that he had hurt. If he's hurt that shoulder again, do we have to worry about a degenerative health issue with Jahad Campbell? It scares me. It worries me. It bothers me big time, Judd. And I don't know what to do about it. You can't compare the coaches Harbaugh went up against Sirianni. No way. AFC was brutal. And you're making excuses, Vasak. That's what you're doing. If he's so great, maybe he would have beat them at least one more time. The only campaign I'm worried about is the campaign for the Sixers. Yeah. Can we campaign for the Sixers to sell the team, please? Please, I beg you. Pepsi Phil, we still have Trotter Jr. We do have Trotter Jr. Smile Mountain, I know. But Trotter Jr.'s done even less in the NFL than Jahad Campbell. It worries me. You just let Nakobe Dean walk. The Eagles obviously knew that Jahad Campbell was hurt, and they still let Dean walk. Tells me that it's not as serious. But until I get some reports from Zach Berman or Jeff McClain or whatever on this stuff, there's a little butterfly in me that's panicking right now. Any Irish drinkers in here looking forward to St. Patty's Day? I look forward to St. Patty's Day for corned beef and for shepherd's pie. I don't even care. I drink every day. I'm not Irish, but I drink every day. But I look forward to St. Patty's Day for some good old corned beef and cabbage. I don't even like cabbage. With some potatoes and carrots in the crock pot and some shepherd's pie. That's one of the things I'll miss about the pizza shop. Every year on St. Patty's Day, I used to make a big batch of each to sell to my customers as special. Dick Vermeil Award. Anyone who watched him play, you could tell he was injured, and it was a lower body. It was a Dick Vermeil Award. Okay, gotcha. You could tell he was injured. It was a lower body one. So it's not his shoulder again. Okay, gotcha. Over under 10 wins for the Eagles this coming season. Over. How far over? I don't know. This Eagles team will not win less than 11 games as currently constructed. As of today, March 12th, it's 11, 12 at least. Got to see the schedule and stuff like that. We know the teams, but we don't know the order and stuff like that. But this is an 11-win team, bare minimum, next year. Absolutely. So if you can find somewhere that's putting a 9.5 or 10 over-under, you smash the over, Emmanuel. It's going to be a shit show even with the easier schedule. Wrong. Trot Jr. will step up and take that opportunity to make a name for himself and get a bag. Maybe, possibly, hopefully. Eagles will. I agree with you, Robert. More than 10 games, easy. We will just pick up Josiah and have the brothers play together. Yeah, we'll just. Our starting linebackers in 2028 are going to be Josiah and Jeremiah, right? The Trot team. That's an interesting one. Campbell will be all right. Vic doesn't BS. If he says he'll be back by camp, he will be. You know, and that's, again, Vic Fangio is a national treasure. He is. He also talked about the loss of Dean and Reed. He doesn't seem so. He's like, when he talked about the loss of Reed Blankenship, he's like, he's a good player. Great leader, but he's a good player. And he's like, yeah, Nakobe Dean. He said, Nakobe Dean hurt. Now, Vic Fangio is one of us fans. He's like, the Nakobe Dean one hurt. I really liked him as a player, but also as a person. But the fact that Vic Fangio, it's not like, you know, I'm sure nobody in the Eagles organization wanted that Jahad Campbell information to leak, right? And Vic Fangio, like, I ain't gonna lie about anything. You know, without Nakobe Dean, Jahad Campbell's got to step up, but he's hurt right now. Vic Fangio is the ultimate national treasure. He should be enshrined in the Eagles Wall of Fame right now, just because of how much the guy is. I'm gonna miss him one day when he retires, big time. 10 to 12 is not a disaster, by the way, but it's gonna be 11 to 12. Vasak is wrong. I agree with you, Robert. If Aaron Nola is Italian, then I'm from Wakanda, and I'm the heir to the throne of King T'Challa. Hey, whatever, you know? Me and my buddy Jimbo were talking about that. There's so many people playing for so many nationalities, it doesn't make sense. Yeah, don't forget, mister, Joel Embiid is French, too, supposedly. I'm typically correct. Are you? I haven't seen you be correct yet, that I'm aware of. A big batch of what? Oh, no. The Axemen, if we get the other Trotter. That's interesting. I like that. Would you take BTJ in a trade package for A.J. Brown? You better give me more than just BTJ in a trade package for A.J. Brown. Like I said yesterday, the Jags are on my sleeper team that could be an aggressive move for A.J. Brown. And I asked earlier in the show, and I haven't watched enough Jags to know, why do they want to move on from him, Brian Thomas, so badly? He's only 2 years into the league. Is he immature? Has he not produced? Like, what's the deal with him? Was he hurt a lot? I'm not honestly sure. But give me BTJ and a first-round pick. I'll give you A.J. Brown, sure. Y'all Eagles fan ain't go do shit. Y'all suck. We got a Cowboys or a Giants fan in the chat. I mean, you could just bring something normal to the chat and say, hey, my team is better because of this and going to do better, but you want to throw shade. We discuss at this show. We discuss on this channel. You're welcome to bash, though, because bashing helps the algorithm just as much as anything else. You know, helps me reach my goal a little bit quicker. But, yeah, whatever. Cool. Enjoy that one right there. I would have kept Nakobe. You don't let very good linebackers players walk. It was a numbers game strictly, Davey. It's a strict numbers game on letting Nakobe Dean walk. A numbers game matched up with his injury history, matched up with the investment in Campbell. There's a chance the Sixers won't. I did not think I would say that 2-3 weeks ago, Robert, but there's a definite, legit chance the Sixers do not make the playoffs. If I could play ball, it'd be on Team Italy. Me too. I mean, I'd prefer to represent Team USA. But, yeah, I would rep Team Italy, you know, with my Calabrese roots. Ken, please miss us. No. I want Ken to drop more trash talk. Bring it on. Just give me more to it than just that. I don't even know what to bash him back for. He's got some pool balls or something like that in his picture. Between Campbell, Johnson, and Carter on the injury line, I just don't see it if one or two get injured. Look, there's definitely concerns with the injuries, and I am saying that they're going to be successful because I'm assuming, and I know assumption is the mother of all fuck-ups, I'm assuming these guys will be healthy to start the year. The question is, will they maintain the health? I don't know. We get a Commanders fan. Is it a Commanders fan, you think, Marshawn? Or a Cowboys fan? Or a Giants fan? I don't know. Vic is the man. Wish he was 10 years younger. I do. I wish we got Vic 10 years sooner, Davey. I do. We might have another Super Bowl championship or two in our closet. I think so, too. The Jags want AJ, BTJ, and a first is fair. With our trio at cornerback, I'd like to think we're going to have the best secondary in football, but we have like half a safety. Safety, I would be shocked if they do not address safety today, the Eagles. Whether it's Brisker, whether it's Chauncey, whether it's somebody else, they will address safety today. I'm calling it tomorrow. We're talking about who the new starting safety of the Eagles is tomorrow. Max double bogey. Called it. Called it. The volatility at TPC Sawgrass, okay? It's big. It's a big deal, okay? All right? Now, the question is, what do the next two holes after the double bogey? The thing is not to fall into quicksand at Sawgrass, a.k.a. let one disaster turn into two, turn into three disasters. I don't know about the love of Njoku. Why so many Eagles fans want David Njoku instead of Dallas Goedert? I'd much rather them work out a deal for Dallas Goedert. Njoku has missed more games over the last 5, 6, 7 years than Dallas Goedert. He's as old as Dallas Goedert. When healthy, he's as good, maybe better, but he's got just as many question marks as Dallas Goedert. So why would you want to eat $20 million? Oh, no, you're saying Brown. Sorry. When I saw Njoku. Why would you want to eat $20 million in dead cap space, okay, and then pay Njoku $10 million? Right, yeah, Njoku will be cheaper, but not really. So if you pay Njoku $8 million, $10 million, $5 million, you're paying him $25, $28, $30 million in theory because you're eating $20 million. You extend Dallas Goedert. He did not cost us $20 million. It was reported by many accounts last night, like legit accounts, that the NFL somehow figured out a way to give the Eagles till Friday now. The dead cap hit has not happened yet. The contract is not voided. They've given 2 extra days till the contract voids to work something out. So it's you could still take that $20 million cap hit and cut it in half, maybe more. Yes, I think Nola will have a bounce back year. I agree. What's up, K? 22 watching, 22 likes. Well, we had 39 people watching. That was our peak today. 39 concurrent viewers, so there should be a lot more likes than that, for sure. That news on the Dallas Goedert, that broke late yesterday. I would say in the 6, 7 o'clock hour. So you might have missed it. It broke on Twitter. There's differing reports on why or how, because you got a bunch of cap experts battling on the how and the why, and who knows the cap better. But it was reported last night and confirmed by a lot of, people that I trust in the top end of the media, not the clickbait people. This is not Dan Sillyman or Chris Simpleton saying this. This is legit people, saying this. Even Spot Track is talking about it, who manages the caps, and Over the Cap, their website's reporting it. Differing reports, but it was reported late last night. They've been given an extension till Friday, till the contract voids. That's good. To me, that also tells me that the Eagles want to renegotiate and get him back here because they understand the good. Guys, we're past the top of the hour here. It's 9:04 in the morning. Temperatures are going to start dropping. That little taste of spring is gone. Please like, share, subscribe. We're talking about the big 4 stories yesterday in the Eagles Nation here. Dallas Goedert, returns possible now. Is it a must thing to get done? Jahad Campbell's injury. Are you scared? A.J. Brown, comments from Adam Schefter that he does want out. And Brandon Graham returning. Look, Brandon Graham announced, maybe it was at the Dick Vermeil Award show, but he was somewhere yesterday at a podium and he said he's coming back to play one more year. There hasn't been a contract announcement. It'll probably be a vet minimum. It will be here in Philly. He ain't going to go play somewhere at this part of his career anywhere else. But are we excited? because I kind of was ready to let Brandon Graham ride off into the sunset. What I saw from him last year was not good enough. But if he's going to be a rotational guy playing 8-9 snaps, his veteran leadership, we lost, a leader a captain in Reed Blankenship, a leader in Nakobe Dean. I'm okay with him coming back as long as he's a guy that sometimes is on the inactive list on game day because he's just not that great anymore. As a depth piece, as the Josh Uche, snap count type guy, perfectly fine with it. But that's the other big story from yesterday. Listen, I love Dallas. He's just at the tail end of his career and is going to want the most money. I don't know. See, here's the thing with Dallas Goedert, and I think it's weird because I love Dallas Goedert. Been here his whole career. He wants to finish he has said multiple times he wants to stay in Philly. He's planted roots here in Philly. Last year, Dallas Goedert wanted money. He went out and tested the market, couldn't get the money, and came back. This year, unfortunately, he can't test the market all offseason and come back at the last second. He's got to test the market and come back by Friday. It just seems like for some reason, there is so much money being spent on mid-tight ends and top-end tight ends this offseason, and yet there's not been one single rumor about Dallas Goedert going anywhere, which tells me there is no market for Dallas Goedert, or that Dallas Goedert just doesn't really want to go anywhere but be here in Philly. So he's trying to play hardball, but the problem is he's shown his full house. He's shown the table his cards. So Howie ain't going to give him what he wants when he knows he wants to be here. Now, he's not going to lowball Dallas, but he's not going to give him 3 years, $40 million, 2 years, $28 million. I would like to see Dallas Goedert re-signed, give him 2 years, $20 million, 12 guaranteed, stretch that cap hit out, go sign a safety. Make me happy. Campbell is a no-worry situation. Look, I wish I could be confident. The loss of Nakobe Dean tells me that it's a no-worry situation. But the loss of Nakobe Dean makes me worry about the situation. The fact that Vic Fangio kind of let it slip at an awards ceremony and the Eagles never really talked about it worries me. Just one of those things, if that makes sense. It worries me, and it doesn't worry me. Massively, basically. Both Munt and Calcaterra are injury magnets. They're nuts with these moves. Look, the Munt I like. Great blocker. You need that kind of guy as your tight end 3. The Calcaterra thing is just stupid, right? Straight up stupid. They should have kept Dallas. They still could keep Dallas. And they're going to draft a tight end. But that's it. I don't understand the NFL salary cap. Elephant in the room, I never tried to understand the salary cap. I have no idea a damn thing about the salary cap because it is one of the most confusing things in the world. And, I kind of feel like I don't even think the NFL understands the salary cap. Hence why they're trying to make changes to the salary cap in the next CBA because of how crazy it is and how many teams like the Eagles, manipulate it so much. I don't understand one damn thing about the salary cap, and that's for sure. We have too many mid-round picks to worry about linebacker. Still have Bon Campbell, Jeremy Trotter Jr., and Mondin. We can address a lot in this draft. You know what? I'm going to put it up here. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Did I bookmark it? I did not bookmark it. All right. No, I did bookmark it. All right, so there's my draft. This was the mock draft that I ran yesterday. What button is the share button? Share screen, Twitter X, share. Here is the mock draft that I ran yesterday. And I want to see your guys' grades on it and see what you think. It's not easy to understand the cap. It's not. It's not. And you know what annoys me about the draft and understanding the cap? Not the draft, the cap so much? It's that so many people claim to be experts and claim everybody else is not experts. There's guys, and I don't want to call people out. Some I work with, some I don't, some I've worked with in the past. They all think that they're the expert and everybody else doesn't understand it. And all these accounts out there analyze it differently. I don't trust any of it. Anyone with eyeballs could see he didn't want to be here. I'm not surprised at all. See, this is why you don't speak on what you don't know. Good for AJ putting Schefter in his place. What, did AJ shut Schefter's comments down? Is this new breaking news? Details, AK. It's why I like baseball. The financial system was way more easier to grasp. Yes, absolutely. You think McKee will be included in a trade? I still think Tanner McKee will be traded, maybe on draft night. But here's my draft, my mock draft that I ran yesterday. I drafted a wide receiver in the first round, yes. Whether it's AJ's replacement or the starting slot wide receiver for the Eagles. Yes, your guy from yesterday, Jennings Dunker, fell to me at number 54. Landon Dickerson's replacement could fill in a spot start for Lane Johnson. Oscar Delp, your new tight end, keeping the Georgia Bulldog theme going. Caleb Tieran, offensive tackle, Northwestern. Little bit of development, but could be the Lane Johnson replacement in the future. Then the rest think, well, Zakee Wheatley as a safety at 137. He won't be there at 137. But I think, and I even drafted a Michigan guy for News and Mitchie Poo. I think this is a slam dunk draft right now. I think I only post one or two of them at every couple of weeks, but I run them a lot just to kind of get an idea to where players might fall to. This one is the best one that I've done so far. Not a bad mock. I like Cooper, but we got to move AJ first. We need a wide receiver 3. And even if AJ doesn't get moved this year, he will be moved soon. Maybe after next year, right? AJ's career is winding down. As soon as AJ drops a couple, it's going to be a full-on shit show. Let's not bullshit. That's why we need it. No, you just said when I got here that AJ corrected Schefter. No. AJ commented on AJ Brown saying. So the report last night came out on ESPN. Schefter said that AJ Brown does want out, but the Eagles are unwilling to budge on their asking price. So Schefter is the first person to say that their source has talked to somebody in AJ's camp and said, yes, AJ definitely wants out. All right, maybe I said corrected. I meant to say commented. Schefter commented on the AJ Brown situation. Elvin, NFL cap is accounted differently than the 50. Yeah, exactly. I, too, am a Michigan guy. Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. There's 3 Michigan guys here. My bad. I don't even know who the third guy is, Marlon Klein. I just did it. I was pick 215. What are the odds that works out or not? I'm like, you know what? We're just going to – I wanted a second tight end. So we're like, you know what? There's a Michigan guy there. Sure, why not? It's way too complex for me too, Elephant. They have no choice, but next year, AJ will be an Eagle this season. That's why you draft a wide receiver early. Maybe I've been rambling here. I'm at 253 comments in just over an hour and 10 minutes, AK. I've missed a lot in the chat today. I've misspoke a few times. My bad. It's a rapid fire day. We were up to 39 concurrent viewers today. I've been on fire today, so, some things have slipped in there, so I might have misspoken. My bad. I'd prefer a first for 27 included for AJ. Absolutely. I don't want a first this year. I want a first next year for AJ. We need multiple firsts next year. I say we sign Ayuk. I do not want Ayuk. You got drama with AJ. Now you want Ayuk? No. I don't need Ayuk's drama either. Ayuk has been more drama than AJ Brown from a distance, if you pay attention. And draft Cooper to hold. Look, Cooper, slide right in the slot if AJ's here. If you trade AJ, he can slide. And all I've read about Cooper is he can play inside or outside. And is going to be a very good wide receiver in the NFL. Fangio has a way of working his magic, especially with linebacker position. That's a position I don't worry about. And that's a fair statement. Well, then AJ's not going anywhere. There's 0 chance Howie trades AJ. 0. I said a 1% chance that the Giants are better than the Eagles. There's a 0.000 chance AJ gets traded unless there's a first-round pick included. It really could have been me. I haven't been even sat down. Okay. Dude, my head is hurting this morning, too. I woke up with the biggest pounding headache, okay? The defense, I am only really worried about defensive end, edge, and safety. There are tons of things on the offense that need to be dealt with. Offensive line. I think I attacked the offensive line, getting a guy in Dunker that can play multiple positions with injuries right away and be a guy for the future. I got you your Lane Johnson replacement. I think in this draft, I think I nailed this one. KC Conception from A&M is a wide receiver I would love to get on this roster. will work the underneath of the field so well while Devontae opens up deep. Yeah, I picked, there were a couple wide receivers I was looking at when I ran this mock draft, Rick, but I chose this guy, Cooper, from Indiana, because he's the only known top 30 visit the Eagles have done so far. So the Eagles are obviously interested in Cooper's skill set, and if he's there, could potentially draft him, because you don't waste a top 30 pick if you're not at least a little bit interested. Who do they go after if Brown Lee is gone? It's a draft thing. It's a draft thing, Adam, and then piecing it together with free agents. I don't think that the first is the issue with AJ. It's that Howie wants his version of the bad for him. Like, Howie wants to send him somewhere bad? I don't know. Problem with not trading AJ, he's already shown his lack of play with us, and it was a huge letdown last season. It would be beneficial to all parties if AJ took off. Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with that. I'm going to take that off the screen now. So you see my pretty face bigger because, this is the face that sells the channel, you know what I mean? I might not have a face for TV or YouTube, but for some reason you guys keep looking at this face every single morning, unless you guys just, turn the picture off. But yeah, I agree. Look, I don't want to deal with the drama. I hate drama. Drama's great for content, but I don't like to deal with the drama. Drama holds teams back for sure, right? But I'm not giving them away. Hell, I'll let them sit the whole fucking season out, A.J. Brown. I don't care. I am not giving a talent like A.J. Brown away for nothing just because he's a pouty little bitch, okay? Everyone effed up last season, the last game, the defense, the receivers, the quarterback, all of them. Everybody did. It was a complete and total team failure. I still think the injuries got them to that point, but yes, I agree. I wish Sirianni knew that. Knew what? That everybody effed up? We'd love if AJ got benched for the season. I don't want AJ to get benched for the season, Rick. Because if he's on our roster, you want him to play. Because even taking plays off, he's still a top 20 wide receiver in the NFL, right? But if he's going to cause drama, I'm sitting him. This just popped into my head just out of nowhere. If A.J. Brown comes back and A.J. Brown starts pouting or drama or cryptic tweets or tanking plays, Roger Jordan plays, it's a big moment for Nick Sirianni to solidify himself to the doubters. If A.J. Brown comes back and acts like last year this upcoming season, I want to see Nick Sirianni bench his ass. Make a statement. Like, I'm already a Nick Sirianni guy. Y'all know that. Nick Sirianni putting his flag down saying, we're not going to stand for this shit, man up and play, or else would be the ultimate, in my opinion, in the Nick Sirianni, A.J. Brown situation. Realistically, you can't fill every hole in a team every year. That takes time. But we can at least figure out which position is the least worry that you can manage around to fill the important ones. Okay, so which hole on the team are you least worried about, AK? AJ can sit and watch musicals all season. Read books, watch musicals, whatever the F he wants. You have no choice. The Eagles don't. AJ will remain here just because. It's possible. Again, I don't want to trade A.J. Brown. I've been very open about that. Trading A.J. Brown is a problem. Too much A.J. Brown drama. Robert, I know. I just want something solved in the A.J. Brown situation so we can talk about it and move on. I want A.J. Brown to come out and say something. I want to see a video of him, Jalen Hurts, and Nick Sirianni in a circle singing Kumbaya together. I want to hear that the three of them went out on a dark retreat to follow in Aaron Rodgers' footsteps. Or I want to see A.J. Brown come out and say, yes, I want the F out of here. I don't want to be in Philly anymore. F this place. And we trade him. I want it over with. I'm tired of it. It's mentally draining. It's great content, but it's so mentally draining. AJ is a detriment at this point. But if he just manned up and grew up, he could be great at this point again. Jags, Browns, book it. I've talked about the Jags a few times. The Browns, I mean, you think he's a pouty little bitch now. He'll be a big-time pouty little bitch in Cleveland. Cleveland still has no quarterback. If AJ got benched, I wonder what book makes the bestseller list this time. Yeah, AK, for sure. But you get my point on the, you know what? If anything, if I'm going to complain about one thing about Nick Sirianni from last season, it's that he should have handled the AJ drama a little differently. Sometimes, one of Nick Sirianni's traits that I love is that he understands that a professional football team has grown-ass men with different personalities, and everybody has to be handled differently. When you manage a business and you've got adults working for you, some people need to be cradled, some people need to be, you need to get in the face, some people need to, you got to handle things differently, right? But also, when you're hurting the business, sometimes you got to take a stand. And the boss has got to solve that problem. So Nick Sirianni's got to, maybe Nick Sirianni needs to do it last year. Plant that flag. Nick, or AJ, sit your ass down. You ain't playing for 2 weeks. Get your shit right or else. Problem is, it's a lot harder to unload him because of the antics. That is fair. This is this is something that doesn't get discussed enough. Do teams like the Patriots that want him, but don't want to offer it because they know 1 year will be great, year 4 might not be great. It's a great point, Vasak, and something that nobody's talked about. So he's going somewhere where he won't have a chance at the Hall of Fame. Please. Akshay, 2 but birdies through 3 holes. I don't know if Akshay can maintain that. He is in 5 of my 21 lineups. I did not bet him this week, but I did put him in a few lineups. He is a little too erratic. Even though he won last week, he was a little erratic off the tee for me to get too invested in Akshay Bhatia. But again, K1, live. 2, 3 o'clock. I don't know. Check the channel in about an hour or 2. I'll set the show up in a little bit. We're going to go live. I got to check with the wife if she's working or not today. I got to go pick up her car from the mechanic. We'll see what the plan is, and then we'll go live today for some Players Championship afternoon wave. The old man in the city, yeah. Loved when Sirianni got in AJ's face during the playoff game. It was like a dad putting his bratty kid. Yeah, but he needed to do it sooner, Rick, right? And he needed to do it bigger. It needed to be a bigger deal, right? You're not going to bench him in a playoff game. You benched him, what week? You know, one of those weeks when he scorned to play. I'm all for it. I don't care about his personal stats or a shot at the Hall of Fame. He's such a female. Other teams look at it and back off. AJ is the new Odell. He might not be as bad as Odell, but he might be worse than Odell at the same time. I know it doesn't make sense, but it might be. Because AJ's way better than Odell ever was. But also he might be more drama than Odell ever was. Sirianni can't bench AJ because Lure used his own money to pay his huge bonus. Well, then Nick Sirianni benches AJ, says, this is the statement. Don't like it? Fire me. And guess what? Another team would hire Sirianni like that. Nick Sirianni's got to show some more of those Italian cojones, okay? He does. I'm talking more for the every year team, not just us, but we have no excuse, honestly. We just need a safety and edge or to add some depth and our O-line for future. Yeah, I agree with all that. For sure. I do agree with that. Eagles Sam Howell is going to the Cowboys. No hair off my back. Wife got a job, but you're still. I actually got a job. We'll talk about that later. But little part-time gig. But my wife helps a friend of ours out that needs help. He's an electrician. It's just part-time. She just helps lift things. Friend of ours, had a stroke. He's an electrician. Needs help with some of his jobs, the finished jobs and stuff. He doesn't work every day. He only works when he feels like it. So she only works when he feels like it. If the Eagles were a mafia movie, A.J. Brown would be Nicky Santoro in Casino. I don't know about that. But Nicky did get... I don't want to give spoilers to the 1% of the world that's ever seen Casino. Is he? I don't know. That's an interesting one. The casino manager would be Dom DeSandro, though. I do agree with... I would say that. We can't fill our important needs in the draft and free agency. It's either money or they weren't correct for this team. It has nothing to do with too many holes or depth. Look, I trust Howie. Period. Guys, everybody tune into Rick's podcast today. 2 birds, 1 show. Please. Rick does a fantastic job. Rick and his partner, they do great work. It's just past my bedtime. If I listened to Rick's podcast every week, I wouldn't be up in time for this show in the morning. Sorry. Odell never dropped 3 in a game. Stop. Odell made a name for himself. Here, I'll say it. Odell Beckham was overrated. Odell Beckham made a name for himself off of one-handed catch in the end zone, and that's it. He was a good wide receiver, but he was never an elite wide receiver, in my opinion. He made one amazing, spectacular catch, one of the best catches of all time, but he was never elite. Would you like to see Slade back at a vet minimum? No. We're set. There's no quarterback in the draft. Maybe they add somebody else, but you got your starting 3. You got Mac McWilliams. Technically, you still got Keely Ringo on this roster. Whether you keep them for special teams or not, I don't know. I think they are set at cornerback. Maybe they add a real back-end depth piece, a 1 year type $1 million type deal, or vet minimum, whatever it is. But you're not going to sign Slay back to sit on the bench. So no. And Slay was one of the worst cornerbacks in football last year, statistically speaking. So no, I wouldn't bring him back. Sorry for your friend. Yeah, I mean it happened a while ago. He went through a couple. He calls my wife his electrical assistant. She doesn't actually do any electrical work. But he's learned to live with it over the last couple of years. He went through some official, assistants, and my wife's just a little bit more flexible with working and stuff. AJ would be Fredo. AJ's more Sonny, the hothead that gets whacked. He doesn't have that calm, cool, collected name. Jalen Hurts is Michael. AJ Brown is Freddie. Or not Freddie, is Sonny. AJ would be Santino. Yeah, I agree. I think he's Santino. AJ has lost a step. That's half of his emotional outburst. Has he? Now Nooms, who unfortunately, again, positive vibes. Please, anybody just tune in. Send positive vibes, prayers, thoughts, whatever you do to Nooms. His stepfather is not doing well. So please, if you pray. If you whatever you do, think about him. He's going through something right now. So please, thoughts and positive vibes towards him. Nooms talks a lot about that it's not that he's lost the step because he's gotten older. It's that he put on too much muscle mass last offseason. So if he slimmed down, he'd gain that burst back. I don't know. He's very adamant about that, so I don't know. What's up? Yeah, World Series champs? Let's go. Sure. AJ's a bit more like Fredo in Godfather, but competent one with the same small man syndrome. Maybe. Phillies are not world champs. Hopefully they are. I doubt they are, but I would love to see it. No, AJ's more like Sonny from The Godfather without the cheating, of course, or maybe not. I've seen AJ, and I know public appearances are different, but I have met and seen AJ with his, then it wasn't his wife, but now wife and his kid. He is a great family man. It seems, at least I perceive the 3-hour interaction I had with him at his football camp a couple years ago. He doesn't strike me as a guy that would be a cheater. But I don't know. He's not, from what I heard, from what I feel, he's not Dak Prescott. Okay. Great minds think alike. Godfather. Yeah, exactly. I always go to Casino to me is the most underrated mob movie because it's a great movie and it never gets the credit it deserves in the mafia ranks. It's always Godfather or Goodfellas. Casino and A Bronx Tale are phenomenal gangster movies. But yeah, Godfather. Yeah, Godfather 2, by the way, is better than Godfather 1. Santini speaks when he should listen. Yeah, exactly. It's a great. That's a perfect example of why it's A.J. Brown. We need to bring back Slay just for the vet presence. We just need to bring back Slay for Jen Williams' banana bread, right? Or banana pudding or whatever the fuck she makes. The Slays are great, okay? Great people, right? But he's definitely 1,000% lost a step. I don't see AJ as Santino. I do. Compare 22 tape to 25 tape. He can't run the same. Is it because he's just older and slower? Or is Nooms right? Too much muscle mass slowed him down. He said the muscle mass hurt his ability to move and get the balls. Maybe it slowed him down. I'm just saying, I agree. He isn't at what he once was. He wasn't getting off the line of scrimmage as well as he could or used to. Was it effort? I don't know. Again, I've talked about it plenty of times, Keith. Very few wide receivers make it well into their third contract successfully. He's about to enter his third contract. So there's something to that. All that comedy with that young girl. What? Casino sucks. That is a bold-faced lie, and I will not stand for it. Casino's a phenomenal flick. I've never heard anything negative about AJ as a person or a husband or a father. Exactly. And he even talks about it in other scenarios that he loves to be a homebody. He doesn't like to go out. He's not a partier. He likes to stay at home with his family, watch TV, play video games, and stuff like that. Everyone went straight to The Godfather, so AJ's a gangster in our eyes now. Yeah, maybe. AJ is a good earner, but why take the chance? Oh, man, Casino is overrated. Bold-faced lie! Out of all the bold-faced lies you've ever had, bold-faced lie. No. Jalen Hurts is Michael Corleone. He's Michael Corleone. So calm, cool, and collected. Even in the face of danger, never bats an eye. I'm not going to lie to you, man. I wouldn't mind seeing about Ramsey. I don't know what his Steelers contract was, but he did really good at safety for them last year, plus injury could step in. Thoughts? I'd have to look at the injury a little bit more. I'd have to look at the contract a little bit more. I don't know what the Steelers are doing. Are they trying to win? Are they trying to just be average? There's a lot I would have to delve into to really, truly understand that. I'm not doing it today. It's Players Championship week. So I'm watching. Outside of doing this show, it's all golf the rest of this week for me. So yeah. But that is something I'd have to do a bigger, deeper dive on to really form an opinion on. AJ is getting separation. Watch the tape. His hands touch the ball or just a hair out of his reach because he takes the play off. Please do. Casino better than Godfather. No. But it's a lot closer than people think. Godfather 2 is better than Godfather. I would say Godfather 2, Goodfellas, Godfather 2, Casino, Godfather 1. Or Godfather 2, Godfather 1, Casino. Very, very close, though. Watch it enough times, and I always come out saying, God, this is not it. I disagree. Casino's worse than... No way! You could say you don't like it, but Godfather 3 might be the worst gangster movie of all time. Bold-faced lie. You guys are just trying to get a rise on me. I'm gonna gatekeep the chat and not put any negative Casino comments up on the screen. I'm not gonna let you fire me up today. Mobster, this is different. I grew up amongst both, and there is a difference between gangster and mobster, for sure. By the way, I wasn't saying AJ is a cheater. I was going off of Sonny. Okay, gotcha. No, I know. But to compare him to Sonny was a cheater, it kind of hints at that maybe there was a rumor that I missed somewhere like that. I'm just paging through these Casino comments. AJ is Nicky Santoro in Casino because he's messing up a great money-making opportunity. That's a fair way to look at it. Okay. I get your Nicky Santoro comment now. Okay. I actually do. Now that Mista explained his reason a little bit more, I was thinking more of the hothead part of it, but yeah. No, this is I think you explained it better. I actually like this comment now. And the line, messing up a great money-making opportunity. Hurts would be Connie. What? Stop. No, it's a thought. I just haven't thought about it, and my week's going to be jam-packed with golf this week. I'm just paging through. Catch you there. Yeah, enjoy work. Have a good day. I'll be live 2, 3 o'clock for a couple hours watching some golf with whoever wants to tune in, even if it's just by myself. I don't care. Going to do it. We'll talk football and other things while we're watching golf as well, probably. So, hey, stop on by. No big deal. Well, shit, we're already 5 minutes into overtime, and I didn't even realize it. This has been a wild, wild morning on this show. I'm just starting. I'm not even pulling it. They're trolling you. I know they are, man. They are they're Emmanuel, you're newer to the brand and the show. Some of these guys in the chat have been with me. I've been doing shows for 6 years. I've been doing the morning show for almost 5 years. Some of these guys have been with me for a long time. With different channels I used to work for and came to when I started my own channel last year. So, they know how to get a rise out of me. And they're doing a damn fine job of it. I'm just paging through. All right, I think we're caught up on comments. I think it's time for me to wrap this baby up. Yeah, I know I need to watch. There's just so many episodes to catch up on now. I don't know. I'm not into binging sitcoms. That's not my thing. Like, I binge watch like dramas or CIA shows. Your opinions do matter, but doesn't mean your opinions are right. Just remember that. The tagline of the show is Trending the AM, where your opinions matter. Doesn't mean your opinions are right. And it does not mean our opinions have to be in alignment. I love The Sopranos. The Sopranos is fan-fucking-tastic. Fantastic. And exactly, that's why I said he's sunny. Yeah, gotcha. What show can I binge watch on a plane? It's hard to binge watch shows on a plane unless you've got a really long flight. I tend to download movies for flights because most of my flights are 2 to 3 hours long. But if you got a long thing, I don't know. You got to look for a mini series or like one of those limited series like on Netflix. There's one with John Berthal that was on Netflix recently. That would be a good one. There's like 8 episodes of that. Oh, shit. Are you going back to Japan or something like that? You really liked it there. I was going to wrap it up, Duck, but here's a whole bunch of comments. War in these chats are gold. Yes, it is. It's crazy. 16 hours, man. That's a long-ass flight. Go on Netflix and look at the limited series. There's so many good ones. We watched a whole bunch of them recently. There's one with Claire Danes where she was a writer. Matthew Reese from The Americans was her next door neighbor. It was phenomenal. I forget what it was called. But that was a great one. There was like 8. That's like 8 hours right there. We're going to the mattresses here. Yeah, exactly. If any of you have seen Get Shorty, the TV show, you're missing out on glory, really. I usually fly 8 to 13 hours, so I download 6 movies and half a season of a show. If I had a 16-hour flight, yeah, I would probably download a whole season of a show. The Walking Dead, lost interest. If you've never watched The Walking Dead, yeah, the first few seasons of it. Sure, you know it would be a good show if you've never watched it, and I don't even know what streaming platform it's on. I would say 24 season 1 would be a great plain watch because it'll keep you on the edge of your seat. It'll make the 16 of the 24 of the 16 those 16 hours would fly by. Peaky Blinders movie and Daredevil I'm saving for the flight. Daredevil season 2 I can't wait till it comes out. Peaky Blinders I've never watched the show or the movie yet. Wait, what have I watched Always Sunny 4 times all the way through? You're slacking, sir. I don't binge sitcoms. Latest Daredevil Reborn is good. It's not as good as Netflix, but I'm excited to see Jessica Jones back in, and I'm glad they're keeping it. They're bringing all the Netflix actors back now, except for Luke Cage. They haven't announced that yet. But yeah. New Daredevil is coming out. Is it the 24th? I know it was sometime the end of the month. Californication, the TV show is fantastic. Wow. It's bold. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people hype up Peaky Blinders. At some point, we'll get into it. Top much TV, no good. What? Too much TV, no good. Yeah, I mean, I watch a lot of TV. I'm a big fan of plopping on the couch at 8:30 at night, turning the tube on, watching a movie, watching a TV show, whatever. I did see this. Yeah, I did see that. I watched Peaky Blinders. I never knew which season I was in. Watched season 1. It was pretty good. All right, you guys got 10 minutes of bonus time for me today. I got to wrap this up. I got my phone beeping, which means shit's going on somewhere. Everybody, I got to wrap this baby up. We'll talk soon. Be here live today around 3 o'clock. I have no idea where Californication is on. Everybody have a great day. Thank you. This is one of the biggest shows we've had in a while. Lots of likes, lots. We're doing good. Hit the buttons if you haven't. Everybody have a great day. See you guys this afternoon for some Players Championship and just BSing and talk, guys. Have a great day. Otherwise, go Birds. Bubbles up.